Well, here at Forrest Farm, it's a beautiful day today, and I just want to show you about our recycling. At Forrest Farm, we recycle everything. Here is the containers in which we fill up with any recycling we have, which then goes to the local recycling centre. We also recycle all of the food from the house, in which we use for the chickens. I'll take you across and show you our composting system. Everything that's left over, from the bedding from the chickens to the sheep to the cow, everything comes into the compost heap. On that compost heap we grow our pumpkins. Here is the compost heaps in which we use the compost at the bottom to grow our vegetables, and each year on top of the compost heap we grow our pumpkins. We have a fire next door for twigs and bits and pieces from around the farm, in which the charcoal underneath and what is left we then put into the compost heap and eventually onto the garden. Our greenhouse is also 100% built from recycled material, including the glass and the entire frame. The only thing we didn't use recycled was the welding rods. In here we grow our vegetables during the summer, and also plants from the local supermarket for the not too well, or the garden centres, we bring in here in which to make grow and use within our garden and within our business. Even our tyres are recycled and used within systems of the farm. So we go out of the garage across the solid ice and take you to the wood store. The wood store is only recycled timber. When someone else doesn't want it, we take it and use it within the farm. Whatever it is within the Forrest Farm seems to have a recycling situation. Here, scrap metal, aluminium, copper, brass, zinc, stainless steel, all piled up ready for recycling. Last year we built our new lambing barn from telegraph poles and recycled aluminium sheets, all of which came from somebody else's waste. The lambs, sheep here enjoying their morning in what is a completely recycled barn, including the nails in which we've used and the light in which we have used. All that came from recycling. Waste not, want not. Everything we grow here is organic. So you can see the bean poles there, again using recycled timber and recycled string from the bales of hay. We then go on to our larger garden, and you can see that it is covered in black soot. That is recycled from the fires in our home and from the fires outside. The coffee from the coffee pot also goes on to the garden to be used. A complete recycling situation. The fence around this garden is from a local builder when they didn't want the fence any longer because it was slightly broken. It makes a perfect fence to stop the wild animals coming into our garden in the summer when it is full of vegetables ready for the winter. Here behind me is our little sewing and art studio, completely built, each and every part of it from recycled materials. Here at Forrest Farm, recycling and looking after the environment is the most important thing for us. Now going into one of the sheds, we have a total of 5 containers. In those containers is brass and copper. All waiting to be recycled and reused elsewhere. Contained within this barn is the contents of things that people don't want, and yet we at Forrest Farm find a use for. Those 5 bins so far have taken me 14 years to fill. Within our buildings we have many storages of different sorts, from windows to doors, baths and timber, all of which over the course of time finds its appropriate place. All of which, without question, has come from somewhere where someone else doesn't want it. We recycle it, we reuse it for our friends, our family and our neighbours. And outside our sheds, here you'll see an old spiral staircase, large pieces of stone, a roll of electrical cable, a stone step weighing almost 800 kilos. All of these things we find, or were given, or are simply thrown out by someone else, but they all find themselves the appropriate place in life to regain a use. Therefore, my advice to everyone: if you have something you don't want, find somebody who does want it. Throwing things out and disposing them when they still have a possibility of another life is not fair for the environment or for those that simply could use the things that you don't want. Whether it be an old water pump, a hoover, a light. The amount of things we have here, almost all of it is someone else's waste, but we find a use somewhere, or by giving it to someone. Never chuck something out you don't want. Find someone else that has the possibility of using it. Don't just discard it, because the moment you do that, you're affecting the environment.